So, going back, class. So, ari na to sa A. Ang A class is a on-page connector. That's why circle. So, ang sales order di, imbes nga makakad ko sa kung ang A agi connected sa shipping department. So, dira siya. Okay, so, to connect. Next, system flowcharts are used to represent the relationship between key elements, input sources, programs, and output products of computer systems. Okay? Depict the type of media being used, either paper, magnetic disc, terminals. Okay? In practice, not much difference between document and system flowcharts. Okay? So, system flowchart symbols, hard copy, computer process, direct access storage, no? Magnetic tape, terminal input, output device, process flow. Okay? So, example, usually class, so doon may mga can-can. Okay? System flowcharts, example. Next, program flowcharts. Illustrate the logic used in programs. Program flowchart symbols, logical process decision, diamond. Okay? Approve or disapprove. Okay. Terminal start, input output, flow of logical process. Okay. Modern systems versus legacy systems. Modern systems characteristics, client server based and process transactions in real time. Use relational database tables, have high degree of process integration and data sharing. Okay. Some are mainframe based and use batch processing, while some firms employ legacy systems for certain aspects of their data processing. Accountants need to understand legacy systems. So, what are the legacy system characteristics? Mainframe based applications, batch oriented, early legacy system use files. Sorry, use flat files for data storage. Later legacy system use hierarchical and network databases. Data storage system promote a single user environment that discourages information integration. Okay, updating master files, primary keys and secondary keys. So class, here we can see the technicality of our work, no? Because usually when you go to work, this is the type of work of an entry level, either accountant or accounting tech. So dapat you should learn this because most likely this will be our work sa real workplace. Okay? So account number, primary key, account number, record structure of sales order, AR, inventory master file. So what do you get from the sales order? The account number to customer, so encode mo di, inventory number, encode mo sa inventory master file, quantity sold, i-compare mo sa quantity on hand, okay? Then, ang invoice amount, compare mo sa current balance, either ma-add or deduct sa AR master file. Okay? So, usually, basta rank and file or entry level, this is the work. No? So, we need to familiarize ourselves with this technical part of our work or profession. Okay? Next, database backup procedures. Destructive updates leave no backup. So, important the backup. To preserve adequate Records, backup procedures must be implemented as shown below. A master file being updated is copied as a backup. A recovery program uses a backup to create a pre-update version of the master file. So, because a computer-based system is very prone to viruses, no, shutdowns, so we need to a backup program. Okay, so importante may backup in class. Computer-based accounting system. Two broad classes of systems: batch system and real-time system. Okay. Batch processing. A batch is a group of similar transactions that are accumulated over time and then processed together. Okay. The transactions must be independent of one another during the time period over which the transactions are accumulated in order for batch processing to be appropriate. A time lag exists between the event and the processing. So, must be independent ano class. So, usually, batch, anong independent sa ila? Usually, per month. So, January, February, so independent na sila. Either una, i-process nga first batch, boys, second batch girls, no? So, dapat independent. So, usually, on our part, no, per month, January, February, March, until December. Okay? Ang time na exists between the event and the processing, of course. No? So, we cannot process batch 2 when we still not able to process batch 1. Okay? So, per batch. Batch processing sequential file. So, sales order, key, analytic transaction, edit run, edited, sort run, okay, transaction, update run. Okay, so these runs, no, edit run, sort run, update run, are being used sa batch file. Okay, so what are these? No, steps in the batch processing. Keystroke source documents are transcribed by clerks to magnetic tape for processing later. Okay. Edit run identifies clerical errors in the batch and places them into an error file. Edit plus edit run. Okay. Pina-edit mo man. Because there are times kita class nga may clerical errors kita mo. Like different names, different last names of customers. No? Sort run places an transaction file in the same order as the master file using a primary key. No? So sort run, sort alphabetical, by date, by amount. No? Update run changes the value of appropriate fields in the master file to reflect the transaction. So the update. No? Because may balance pa sa una, so i-add mo na yung subong. Okay? So, try to update. Okay, backup procedure. The original master continues to exist and a new master file is created. So, class, these runs are controls class in batch processing. Controls na sila. Okay, para hindi prone to errors, okay, efficient. So, controls na sila. Advantages of batch processing. Organization can increase efficiency by grouping large number of transactions into batches rather than processing each event separately. Batch processing provides control over transaction process via control figures. No? So, as what I've said, those runs are controlled in a batch processing system. So, how about real time? Real time. Let's keep it real. Real time process transactions individually at the moment the economic event occurs. Have no time lag between the economic event and the processing. Generally require greater resources than batch processing since they require dedicated processing capacity. However, the cost differentials are decreasing. oftentimes have longer systems development time. Okay? Examples of industry that are using real time, no? Mostly banks are using real time system. Okay? Most, if not all, of the processes for the banks are using real time. Okay? So, characteristic differences between batch and real time. So, information time frame, lag exists between time, no, sa batch, while in real time, processing takes place when the economic event occurs. Resources, sa batch, generally fewer resources are required, while sa real time, more resources are required than for batch processing. So, sa real time, cost-benefit analysis ang class. If the cost of the real time of being in a real time system outweigh its benefit, so it's better na mag-batch na lang. Operational efficiency. Certain records are processed after the event to avoid operational delays. All records pertaining to the event are processed immediately in real time. Okay. Why do so many AAS use batch processing? AAS processing is characterized by high volume dependent transactions such as recording cash receipts, checks received in the mail. No? The processing of such high volume checks can be done during an off-peak computer time. One reason why batch processing may be done using real-time data collection. So their business class or employing certain parts of their process or system using batch while other parts are using real time. So you can do both. Okay? May parts ng real time, may parts ng batch. Okay? Okay, that's the end of topic number 2, transaction processing. I hope you have learned something in this topic. Okay? Thank you.